Right, hello everyone, welcome back. We are going to do another episode of Hot Country, and I just wanted to refresh everyone's memories. So basically, we'll be playing a 4 megaterran map, 700 towns, 1500 industries, and basically, I'm still at the phase of connecting all the passenger services. So with that in mind, let's load our game. So just a totally random reminder of the new GIFs that we're using. So for those of you who may have followed my last episode or two, I am working on Revival, but I'm not going to pull that in here. That's probably going to be another non-playlist. So we have Squid Age Fish, not really using it. FIRS, obviously. Station designs, Maglev, although admittedly I'm not really using it much. And two CC trains 3.2 and extended road vehicles. So basically where we left off was that I built this long train line, which is a recap for everyone else, or everyone really. I think I caught a cold. My voice is a bit off. Anyway, we're building all the passenger services, all the dots are terms, and then railway lines, and we'll be doing that for another. My expectation is 20 odd episodes, so fun and games. So there are no trains here. So what will happen is that I am casually going to find one that runs someplace here and just clone it, and let's actually play. So I want all of these gone. And then I should probably just use the map, shouldn't I? Then I think I'll have to hook in some of these stations, but I just want to get on with stuff. Like at least trains would be running. And then I think the task for this particular episode is just hooking into terms. Make sure everything works. So I have 9 stations. I think that was my expectation. I vaguely remember that because of the discrepancies at both end, well, on the right hand side, if there's such a thing, and also because some of these gaps are pretty long, we had one fewer station than usual. And I don't actually need to stop here again because we already did. That's definitely not enough. You have Krusty, Crump. Okay, well, we seem to have. Hello? Crump, well, that was this one. Yeah. And that's still not quite enough. Falling Weed, Crumplewell, Bumblehead, Poddleton, Quackjack, Trickle Bridge. That's not Grumpy. Okay, that seems to be it then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go. It's pretty hilarious because, as I said before, I've patched the source code so that I can mass start all the vehicles in a depot, which is all fun and games, except I'm not really a C++ person. So a lot of this is, you should not be going that way. A lot of this is alien to me, and no, you should be going that way. And is the music on? I'm not sure because it's set to so quiet, and then I have some music playing anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'll just do this. Why are you going there? because I already added the station. Duh. Clearly, I am not on top of everything here. Right. So remind me, you do have mail on this thing, yes. Or custom buttons. I want you. Yeah, so what I was saying was that no, not this one. That the original okay, well, the original source code for OTTD has changed with regards to how the depots, well, it's not how the depots handle keyboard shortcuts because they don't actually handle them one way or another, but how the game handles keyboard shortcuts. And so I spent fun times trying to figure out all the C++ stuff relating to this, which is all kind of my fault because why do I even bother? Other than just being the usual guy, take things as they are. I was like, yeah, no, for who? No, it's not me. I know it's the wrong way, but I don't actually care. I don't think it makes any difference. And then what I want is to sigh. So one weed. Okay. Let's just grab whatever stops here. Yeah, you and you. Something to clone. And go there. It's pretty dreadful. Right. So I'm keeping everything I want. With regards to revival, i.e. the 2cc train survival, I have a little help from my digital friend, that is. Revamped all the automations, including graphics, obviously not drawing, sadly, but just that was not a great idea. Just there's no depot here. Why is there no depot here? I could just make these stop here, then that would be so much easier. That was passenger, so I need a mail. And then do exactly the same thing, and then I don't need to clone anything. Although, whatever, it's just going to get very busy there. But I'll eventually look at patching the vehicle's capacities. I just don't particularly care at the moment. Anyway, so I was saying with regards to plane survival. So now I am making all the vehicles automatically. I know particular coding is required, which is good. I know what I'm going to do here. And there is there's a Discord channel, mind you. Perhaps more to the point, there's a pre-release on GitHub which appears to have passed initial tests. And it seems okay. And I double quotes added 2 new vehicles. Both have been requested in the TT forum. One was done by one of the guys on the Hungarian Discord. The other one, I kind of do it, in all fairness, I copied an existing one and made some modifications. I think that's pretty much how it's going to go, because I can't draw, and I seem to lack the most basic understanding of the relationship of light and picture, which is not entirely true because I do photography, so yeah, it's not like I'm a total idiot for this. It's just that. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about this specifically. So all of these should actually start stopping. Yes, pretty much. Yeah, I'm just incredibly bad at drawing related everything. I was about to say physics, but it's not so much about physics. I'm just so bad at it that it hurts. And I'm not fully convinced I want to spend literal hours on that's not going to work, is it? On doing shitty quality engines. So yet again, if someone feels like, I know it's one-off, someone feels like chipping in with drawing skills, find me. Stating the obvious, it's a requirement that whoever tries to find me has a vague idea about how basic sprites are being drawn, by which I mean they should be able to draw at least to an acceptable extent. Like if they're as bad as me, which is pretty terrible, then don't. I am actually tempted, regardless of whatever the community likes or not likes. I will ask Gemini to do a few drawings. I'm not saying I'll actually push them into production. Gemini has been an incredible help in setting up automation, figuring out, the shortfalls, pitfalls of obscure logic. That like there were 50 odd different graphics templates in 2CC. In the scope of actually I could just make these come in here and I need to bother. That would probably be an easier thing. Yeah, there are short of 800 vehicles into CC. How was passenger? Which one's mail? Your passenger. Your passenger. Your mail. Like it would have taken me the better part of months, if not longer, just to figure out the actual differences between the 800, especially with me not even understanding what the hell is going on. Like now I have a reasonable understanding of how the game logics itself with regards to the weird and wonderful switches and sprite groups and sprite sets and, you know, hexadecimal definitions of if I know what. And if actually anyone's interested, the Python file that generates the whole thing is on GitHub because that's, you know, that's actually what runs the whole engine, so to say. I mean, the engine of the NML generation. And of course, yeah, it's free and open source, so I don't actually want to clone anything. That was passengers. But to say it's a beast is an understatement. There's a lot of automation in the Python file, so it's not incredibly lengthy code, although it's quite a few thousand lines of it. Even with Gemini writing reasonable parts of the code itself, it took me almost a week to, not really a week, but is it now? Wednesday. You know, I just want you to clone this, and then while you're at it, hop in here. I'm kind of unimpressed here. I was hoping usual. Okay, someone. Oh, for God's sake. So you are male. That was the one I just did. Grumpy Victor Candleberry. Yes. Fine. Like I'm not against AI use. If it saves me a year of shit, fine by me. Well, I already finished the whole thing. The other thing is, you know, the world has become so much of a faster place. Like there were people on Discord nudging me that, you know, is there any update? Is there any update? It's like, yes, I'm trying to revamp the whole shebang. So where are we? This should be 500. So I want 700, which is 650, 670, 700. Well, 700 is this little piggy. Fine. I mean, there's pretty much nothing here, so we're going to start closer to here. Yeah. Okay, fine. I want term stations because they're not going to be happy with me removing all this forested stuff. In fact, I'm going to be one off and just do it here because if I take this whole stuff off, they'll. Why am I Maglev. That wouldn't be Maglev. Suburban. 5 long. Fine. So back to good terms for a while. So I was saying that, when TT forums was a thing, like if you had to look at it ever, it's a PHPPP forum. I mean, when I was young enough to play this game, that was a thing. PHPPP. I know this is not doing anything in the scope of. It's fine. Now you can dislike me all you want. And the point I'm making is that back in those days, waiting weeks in end for stuff, whatever that is, was acceptable and normal, and that was how the world was. Because nowadays everything's like, if I don't have it by this time yesterday, boo-hoo. Okay, how do I want this? Because this is a little odd. Fine. Can we? The other thing I should do is plop down another station at 900, which is kind of here. Where's here? Middle of nowhere. Okay, that's not a problem. As a guide, just so that I have an idea, because now I know that basically anything between there and hereabouts needs connecting. Yeah, the guy who drew the so in Revival, someone requested an Alstom 8030B, which was apparently a thing in Africa. One of the guys on Discord did it. He was very kind to do so, and he was saying that, you know what, it's a good reason why he moved on to voxels. I had to look at it before, and yeah, to argue that it's a different style that doesn't fit here, and of course, that's not incorrect. Yeah, I'll have a stop here. That's just so much easier. Right. Hello. And of course, because this is 8 bits, you have to do indexed color, which then adds a whole bunch of extra difficulties because it has to have a very specific palette. And because it's 8 bits, Photoshop doesn't support layers, although it's pretty good at baking layers, so to say, on 8-bit stuff. I'll give you that. That will need moving at some point. What the hell is that? Supply yard. Yes. Pudelsberg. Did I? No. We'll actually start here. Yeah. So I think what will at some point in the future happen with regards to gaming, my game that is, and I fully expect that these two maps will go on for a long time. If you're following the other map, it's the episode 80 odd. And it's hardly made a dent on the actual map in terms of progress. Why did I close this? But if I ever finish, I will probably want to experiment playing with some more modern designs, just for the heck of it, and smaller maps. And at some point, I will probably start not so much of a playlist, but more of a playground for the revival. Ah, yes. Did I? Apart from needing depots, I did not put down stations. You know what? I'm going to put them here. 7. Ah, for fuck's sake. No. And that's fine. So then we can. It's one thing. I don't know. I mean, see if there's interest in this whole concept of a playground, because I don't really see myself doing stuff. If anything, I might end up, as I said, cloning stuff and then making modifications. Although, to be very honest, given that there are almost 800 vehicles already in the game, I hazard won't find similar things enough to modify. Or grammatically slightly more correctly, one finds things similar enough to modify. Yeah, I can turn it down there. You guys can turn it down. So it's only going to be 2 width. 7, 6, 6. I don't mind them going into depot. That's not something I have problems with. It's a bit of downtime, but that's exactly what was happening here. Yes, I was saying, I don't know if I want to have a playground playlist, because it would definitely not be just a playlist like any of these maps where there's content being pushed nigh every day or every second day at the moment. It would just be like, hey, I'm making an update, here's my test run. But then, yeah, realistically, I'm thinking out loud now, obviously. There are not going to be that many updates. Where the f am I? Yeah, no, I don't think I'll do a playground thing. I might do a one-off demo. And I feel it's decent enough. Supplies mail. There's not much point in having, well, what is this? Worst farm supplies. I'll never understand this. Farm supplies can make not only farms grow more, but also things like forests grow more. And why cannot farm supplies make fish, you know, be more productive? Did I actually send anything here? Yes. New electric articulated tram. Do I care about that? I've lost track if I was offered that one. I don't think I was offered it, but 80k, that was this. 225 people, yes. You lot get serviced. The cat is snoring. Hilarious. And you can't hear it, but I was like, I can hear it through the headphones. Yeah, definitely. The cat is snoring. Lol. This is hilarious. If I wasn't actually playing, I would stand up and record it. Hey, someone's awake. No one's snoring. Okay, let's do these because why not? Yeah. Okay. So now these ones are all new, which is exactly what we want. This is mail and people. Transsipid 07 in 1990. If you say so, boss. Really? Hold on. Sorry, I'm Wikipediaing. Transsipid. ThyssenKrupp inaugurated in 1983, actually. 1991, technical readiness was approved. US version is the 09. There you go. There was actually an 06, apparently. Oh. Well, butter my biscuits. I mean, the obvious next step is then to kill off all those trains. I mean, the passenger trains, and replace them with maglevs. In all fairness, I don't know if I care. I mean, I don't care enough that I'm just going to drop everything. I did not actually build this today. Lumpy wig. Yeah, I could, but I won't. I'm thinking how to put the layout here, but I'm perceiving a lot of bad options. Whatever. 766, and you can turn here, and you can turn there. It's not particularly great, but okay, not terrible. I had said this in the other map, that although there are no maglev cargo vehicles, there will be in Revival. I admittedly just cloned something from normal, but especially if you're playing on a map where trains aren't such a huge thing before 1990 passenger services, you're better off. You are better off not starting until the 90s. Otherwise, you have to replace everything. Okay, this, stating the obvious, this is a hill. Can we? if you really have to do this, can we at least make it vaguely flattish? Flat hill? No. Naughty. So I can't bridge here. Oh, I can. Weird. The other thing is that at the moment there are no better bridges than this. And unrelated, I don't like this whole setup. Okay, I didn't know that was possible. Must be a new thing. So it's not a bad idea to wait a little. With all this Maglevi thing. I mean, I think that better bridges come in about 10 years' time. And I don't really want to wait 10 years, although I could, but because I'm building anyway, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, where are we? So I got this far anyway. I'm not going to put stations at the moment. Just want to do the else. Oh. Oh, is that not screaming at me? Yeah, we'll get about this far and then we'll catch up. Because we are encroaching on towns and it's the usual stuff. This is very ugly. Don't like it at all. Lol. It's not a bug, but it's a weird feature. Hmm. Could have done it smarter, but hey ho. And let's come this far. And then look at the map. Okay, there's not a lot to look at. And how am I for time? 10 minutes. So we'll build these out at least, and then I'll see about let's put mail here. 1 2 1 2 7 6 5 Again, these weird numbers are just keyboard shortcuts. Like 7, 4 from being the wrong direction, 6, 6. I mean, single 6. Let's go from Rumblewick. Of how these are still all conjugating, conjugating. Congregating in one spot. From here, go. We will gate. Honestly, I'm not even sure why we're dragging it all the way out to the other side, but okay. So then there's not much here in terms of towns. I'll do these anyway because, well, not only they have to be done, but why not? As I said, we have no new bridges for, I think, about 10 years. And no actually fast bridges, like fast bridges for 30 years old. All right. No, don't do that. Do this, do that. Turning stuff, turning stuff. That is naughty. Diabolical. I think I need to catch up on this Invincible. I've not actually. There's new series out. I've not seen any of it. Well, new according to. Why are you going that way? New according to my download feed. Righty ho. Still need actual stations, don't I? This one I'm not going to have enough time. Right, okay, so we hooked all of that stuff in and I still have 3 minutes. Okay, well, we build. Okay, I don't want all of this crap. Yeah, no. I'm not sure that will work. I like this. Not too many stops. What is that? Cement plant. Alright, we come this far. We come in peace. No. Also, we come this far in terms of game because I have minute and I definitely cannot build any of this stuff in a minute. So, how's trains doing -million? See, that's why I don't really want to get new ones in because top one's making money and all the others are shit. So, yeah, maglets are a lot more expensive to run while they're fast there. So, I think I'll just leave them as is for now, and then the new ones will be maglevs and see how things go. And with that in mind, I'm going to pause here and save the game. And I thank you for your attention. And any thoughts, comments, likes, whatnots, follows, usuals, please do. And even if you don't like it, then just let me know why don't you like it. And yeah, hopefully see you next time. Bye bye. I should try to find the stop button. Aha. Bye bye.